Episode 46, Sketty. After tonight, 2 more.
Yep.
2 more and then vacation.
Little break. I like it. I'm looking forward to it.
Little break, and we are going to do some game planning in that time.
Yep.
But episode 46 is powered by Swing Juice. Visit swingjuice.com. Use promo code BEehive20 for 20% off your golf and MLBPA apparel. Golf season's right around the corner. I can't wait. Everybody should be looking forward to that. Tonight's episode, we have the Napoli's Super Bowl party pack giveaway. That's going to be like the first thing we do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got that going on. And then we'll do some championship weekend reactions as the Super Bowl is set. Tom Brady finally retired. New soundboard, by the way. I don't know how. This is experiment night, and we'll figure out the rest later. Anyways, the MLB lockout, we're going to talk about that for a short minute. This week in sports history, we got 5 fast facts like normal. And the things that sting, we will get into the Brian Flores lawsuit and all the stuff that's coming along with that. Damon Arnett becomes the second player arrested twice this football season. More gun charges for our boy Damon. So we'll get into that a little bit as well. And then we're going to have Dion with a potential recruitment violation. And then we have Arizona State football with like a bunch of recruitment violations, all sorts of shit going on. In my hive, we will have the fan rant that may not be exactly what you guys think it is. It's not what Sketty thinks it is. It's going to be wild, though, and I can't wait. Here we go.
Welcome to the Beehive Sports Podcast. Here are your hosts, Joe and Sketty.
This week's opening segment brought to you by Napoli's Hungry. Watching the game, call Napoli's 814-723-7455. Open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Located in North Warren. Pickup or delivery available. Is it blizzarding out still?
Yeah, it was pretty nasty last I was out there, which was about an hour ago.
Yeah, I haven't been out since I got home from work because I'm just going to throw this disclaimer out there right now. This might be the most unprepared I've been for a show ever.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, today was madness at work. Last night, getting into writing about the Flores lawsuit was really time consuming for me. So that kind of took up the majority of stuff. And then everything else was just kind of like, okay, let's get stuff done quick. But because there's a lot of avenues to travel, and we'll get into that and the things that sting regarding the Flores lawsuit and the Rooney Rule and all of that. That'll obviously be coming up. So, yeah, I haven't been outside, but I definitely know I'm probably going to have to go out on the 4-wheeler and plow snow as soon as we're done here, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty nasty. I ran the snowblower. That was about 5, little before 5. And yeah, it's just a shit mess.
All right, well, let's get to the winner, right?
Yeah,
for the Napoli's party pack. That's going to be the first thing we do here. I didn't count how many people, but we had to have had like 150 or so people.
Yeah.
Put out their predictions. Obviously, the major bulk was the Rams and the Chiefs.
Yeah, that was
by far. Yeah, by far that was the most people.
Double the
easily more than double. Especially, 49ers Bengals was the least picked. 49ers Chiefs. Well, if you want to go in order of most, Rams Chiefs, 49ers Chiefs, Rams Bengals, and 49ers Bengals. So. I think there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 17 people who picked correctly. We'll just give them all a shout out. Rob Green, Brian Magnani, Kristen Lord Lucas, Chris Green, which is Rob's wife. He was double dipping on his chances.
Smart man.
Yeah,
Smart man.
It was. Yeah, he was trying, if they were both right, which they were. So they have a shot here. I mean, they have a twofer going. Caitlin Silvas, Tim Swanson, Samantha May, Lily Morse, Amy Colvin, William Stevenson, Tammy Bean, Bo Fox, Beth Arford, Josh Anderson, Terry Lynn, Daryl Robinault, and Rod Peterson. Congrats to all you guys for picking correctly. Unfortunately, only one of you can win. It's a shame that the 49ers didn't make it because I'm pretty sure there was a gift coming that way, wasn't there?
A lot of people should be mad at Jaquiski Tart right now. A lot of people should be mad. If they would have pulled it off, I would have gave $5 to all 40 people that were smart enough to pick the 49ers.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, that's all I really had to say about it.
Oh, okay. So here's what I'm gonna explain to everybody. So what I did was I found this app that and actually Devin told me to do this, so credit her.
Yep.
Because I was just gonna have them all in a hat and pull one. That's like
no, Riley said the same thing. Do the wheel. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's what I did though. So right before the show, I did the wheel, and what I did was when I made it, I kind of toyed around with it a little bit, went with like the settings it has, but I hadn't input everybody into it yet. So I input all the names I just listed into this wheel, and I found a button that you hit that shows the history of the spins. So I hit that first on the video so that you can see that there is no prior spins. I didn't hit it and I was like, man, let's do it again. So it's the first time. So you'll see in the video, the bottom of the screen, it's going to say no history results for spins. I put that up there just as a proof. And then the spin goes. So I do know who wins because I recorded this video that you're about to see literally a half an hour ago, if that. It was probably 10 till. I've been scrambling.
Yeah. And I have no idea who wins.
You have no idea. Correct. So here we go. Are we ready?
Yep.
All right. The winner of the Napoli's Party Pack, which is 2 pies, 20 wings, which you could sell for close to $3,000, right?
Yep.
And a 6-pack of soda. And the winner, here we go. Oh, no. I just gave it away, didn't I?
You did. I don't know how that happened.
All right, here we go.
A little suspense out.
Oh, geez. It's not even working. Is it working on your end?
No.
Wow, this was a complete failure. Complete failure. Let me try again. I'm gonna. Yeah, I can't even get it out of here now. That did nothing.
Yeah.
Let me see what it does this time. Still nothing. All right.
Still nothing.
Get this guy out of here. He's gone. So the winner was Bo Fox, which you saw right at the start of the video. Bo Fox won. So Bo, congratulations. I'll see him at basketball Monday, so I guess I'll have to get in touch with Mr. Clemente and get that all squared away. But Bo Fox was the winner. There was another way for me to show it. I guess I could post the video on the Facebook page. Right?
Yeah. If it
I'll
works,
do that.
Yeah.
I'll do it. It worked before you got in here. I tested it. I think your internet's dragging me down. You using Miles' internet or what?
No. I made sure I got 2 internets going, so no one could accuse me of having the internet, bro.
Okay, so Bo Fox was the winner, though. Congratulations, Bo. Thank you, everybody who played. We're going to try and do more stuff like that. Speaking of, I don't know if you can see my shirt. We do have this is going to be some season 2 stuff, so a little preview. Mumford Distillery. Mumford.
Yes.
Yep. So Mumford has been working diligently on this distillery since the day I met him. And it's finally all starting to come together. And he's got some products coming out. So I don't know where they're all going to be sold or anything. He's still game planning all of that. So I'm kind of ahead of the announcement myself, but we are going to do some giveaways of his product and
Does
some
he have
things
gin?
like, I don't even know. I don't,
You should
you
find
want
out
gin?
and then maybe get a little host bonus for us.
I can't
We'll
stand
give him
gin.
a shout out. Oh, gin and lemonade, bud.
No, gin and
Oh yeah,
nothing. Pine trees.
gin and lemonade.
No.
Oh
I
no,
like,
no, that's Tanqueray. You're
I like
drinking the
gin
wrong
when I was
gin,
younger.
bud.
When I was younger,
That's the wrong
gin
gin.
was okay. But yeah, so Mumford's gonna do some stuff. I told him I'd wear the shirt he gave me on the show tonight, just so get the name out there a little bit, so it starts to be heard before it's seen. But it's gonna be seen soon. I just don't know exactly what his plan is with everything, how he's gonna go about it. But once I have more details and our little partnership we're gonna do with some giveaways for him, then we'll be able to talk more about it. But currently, that's really all I have is the t-shirt.
Okay.
Hell of a start.
Great.
All right. So I guess we get into it here, huh? Starting with AFC. Yeah. Short lineup and opening tonight. But this is what happens when we get down to only 2 games in the weekend. There's no college football at all. So this is just a depressing time of year we're approaching.
Super.
February. I hate this month so much. It sucks. At least like now only half of it'll suck because we do have football, like the second weekend or whatever you want to call it. So we do have that working in our favor.
Watch the Pro Bowl.
I'm not watching the Pro Bowl. Are you?
No.
Are they doing a skills contest?
Fuck no. If they bring that back, I'll watch it. But unless that happens, I want no part of it.
I like how Josh Allen was like, "I'm good, thanks, though."
Yeah.
An alternate.
I'm banged up. Yeah.
He's an alternate. He's not banged up. He's golfing at Pebble Beach this weekend.
Yeah, golf's a relaxing sport. You can do that while you're banged up.
He's in that whatever that Pro-Am is this week. Yeah, fuck yeah, I'm watching that.
Pebble Beach, AT&T. Yep.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch that. See, hopefully he does well, or else he won't get a whole lot of TV time. That's what Tim was telling me. But I'm hoping that he does okay, or I'll see who he gets paired with. I want to watch some of that though. Yep. There's some of his warm up videos were surfacing this week, so I was watching a few of those.
Nice. I didn't know he was playing in it.
Yeah, that's probably why he said piss off Pro Bowl. Not to mention the Pro Bowl sucks. What would you rather do?
That too. Yeah. Well, you know what I would rather do.
Yeah.
If I was in the NFL, I'd be Tony Romo. Nah, I'm gonna go try and Monday qualify. I might be at practice. I'll let you know.
All right. So Chiefs Bengals. What a game! I mean the way that first half was going, and we were texting about it.
Yep. I think I was probably one of me and Miles were probably the only 2 people Miles isn't in the country. So me and Miles are the only 2 people on the continent that were like, hey, you guys are a little early. You shouldn't be talking all this smack a little early a lot of times.
I know, but they were just doing what they wanted. But game-changing play.
Which one you going with?
Tyreek Hill at the end of the first half.
I think I texted you before that happened. I was golfing, so I don't remember if I did. But take the points. You were just dominating this game.
You got to throw that ball away or to the end zone. There shouldn't have been a route. There shouldn't even have been a route designed to run shy of the goal line.
Yeah, I mean, I get wanting to score the touchdown, but once again, it's like the Chiefs-Chargers game. If you're dominating the other team, why are you not just kicking the field goal there and getting any kind of points? You don't need a touchdown to put it away. What was the score at that point? They were up 11?
21-3.
21-10?
21-3.
I think it's 21-10.
I'll look right now.
I think Mixon scored right before.
You're right. 21-10. You're right.
Yeah. But it was like, go up 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
There was no need to make it a 3-score game. But yeah, I think that's what you set yourself up for. Stupid momentum play changes the whole outlook of the game.
It really did. And then, of course, outscored 14-3 in the second half, where their offense just went blank.
Yeah.
And also, huge kudos to the Bengals coaching staff for the adjustments that they were making during that, because they did exactly what Buffalo didn't do at all during that game against the Chiefs, which was rush 3 and left one guy just hanging at the line of scrimmage. At Hubbard, who did a fantastic job of figuring out when to go and when not to.
Yep.
And it was just, a shocking comeback. Didn't see that coming. But
I knew it was going to happen the whole time.
You did know it was going to. Yeah, okay, whatever. We are now fortunate enough, though, that we don't have to watch Jackson and Brittany and twerking on the sidelines.
Yep. And I would like to just state for the record, the overtime rule, still dog shit. I literally thought, here we go again when it happened.
When they got the ball first?
Yeah, it's still dog shit. Well, yeah, I mean, it just – that game didn't have the what do you want to say? It didn't have the same, like, feeling that the Bills-Chiefs did, where it was just whoever got the ball was going to win. Like, I did think that Cincinnati had a chance to get it back and win. Not picking Mahomes off. I didn't think it was going to happen like that. But just knowing that we were going to see another great game go into these stupid overtime rules and the coin flip potentially decides the game. You know, I fucking hate it. Yeah. Even though it worked out for the better, I still hate the rule.
13 seconds into OT.
Yep. Which I don't know if that was actually accurate, because didn't he, was it 13 seconds when the interception happened, or 13 seconds after the play was over? So it was when the interception happened.
I don't know.
I didn't look at that close enough because they ran around for a little bit.
I'll tell you right now, but either way, whether it was picked at 13 seconds or it just, ended at 13 seconds, it's still cool in my book.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know you're gonna love it, but I just don't. I
can't find that. I think I deleted that photo. Usually when I have something on here, then I put it on the page, and I try and get rid of it. But yeah, I mean, and we'll see what happens with that. I don't know. I know there seems to be a lot of chatter about it, so I don't know if they'll actually venture to change a rule because of that, or because of the the bitching and everything. But it would be nice, not just because of what happened to Buffalo, but just because I think I don't know, I just don't see how it's becoming unwatchable when you can kind of you kind of know what the fuck's going to happen.
Yeah, you shouldn't take it out of the players' hands. That's what I hate. Don't let the rule dictate, especially just the advantage that gives. It's just way too much of an advantage anymore.
Yeah. So the Bengals move on. But they were like 10,000 to 1 odds, I think. Something like that at the start of the season. Yeah. So, yeah. I'll let you go right ahead on into this one. No, do you notice my banner?
Yeah, just reactions? Is that it?
No. Look at the home and away.
Oh, yeah, Rams at Niners. Yeah,
Rams at 49ers, because there's definitely more 49er fans there.
I agree. One of the few times in my life I've ever said, Kyle Shanahan should have passed a little bit more. Maybe not just pass, but play action. Like the first play of the game, you run it, and they just had 8 guys in the box. And that was pretty much the whole game long. They were just saying, let Jimmy beat us. I was really surprised that he didn't open it up a little bit more and say, hey, even going into the game, you should have just made him bite on it the first play just to keep him honest. And they didn't do it. Still, everyone say Jimmy G, dog shit quarterback. This team that traded away their next 15 years of draft picks, signed every superstar available, had to come back to win this game by 3 fucking points to a bum with a fucking hurt arm. Congratulations. Can't wait to watch Joe Burrow beat the shit out of him in 2 weeks. Cannot fucking wait. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to just watch the tears of flowing from LA, which is going to be another home game for the Bengals, coincidentally. So, awesome. Great.
I don't know. Did you see Ocho Cinco's post about the ticket prices?
Well, that is true. And you'll probably have idiots from Hollywood all.
Oh, it's definitely going to be that. That's all that game is anymore, is a Hollywood event.
They're
You're lagging out. Come back to us. Sketty Damas. We might have lost him. So I'll continue on. Oh, there you are. You back? No?
Did I just hear? Oh, here okay.
Yeah, we couldn't hear you for like ever.
Am
I was sitting here talking to myself.
Yeah, well, I could still hear you, but I don't know what was going on. Am I good now?
Yeah, I think so.
Am I still breaking up? Okay.
Nope.
Well, anyway, to finish the point, no? What the fudge? Am I back?
Yeah, I think you're back. Really you sound back.
Okay, all right. Man, I thought the internet really broke for a second.
I thought that you were just the internet felt your anger and just fucking snapped.
I'm not even angry. How can I be angry? A team that everybody said had no chance to be there played the team that everyone said was going to kick the shit out of them, and they beat them by 3. And everything the Niners could have go wrong went wrong. Well, with the exception of Jimmy not throwing the stupid pick until the end of the game. But Jaquiski Tartt makes that easy-ass interception. Momentum switched. It would have been lights out for the Rams for a 7th straight time. Like, you better get it together because Joe Burrow feels no pressure. That's all I got to say. Trey Lance era, or possibly the Tom Brady era, has begun in San Francisco. That's what we're on to now.
The Tom Brady era.
I've heard that Brady would walk out of retirement for one team. One team.
San Francisco? Really?
He was a Niners fan growing up. He wanted to come before he went to Tampa Bay, and the Niners said, "No, we got Jimmy G. We're good." Which, coming off that close Super Bowl loss, like I can kind of see where their head was.
No.
But I is what it is. But hey, maybe we see Tom Brady next year.
Is that your joke of the day, or
I
think he's done. He is done. He ain't going there. Trey Lance is now your guy, which hopefully he works out because I kind of like the with the exception of Carson Wentz. So basically only Josh Allen. I like those small school kids.
Yeah, well, I mean, I really think that the Niners have already shown he doesn't even have to be good for them to compete for a Super Bowl next year. He just has to be okay and not turn the ball over, and they're going to be fine.
That is true, and he brings a little bit of a different element too because he can run.
Yeah, I mean, as long as he figures out the reads and how to just stay within the offense, the NFC should be shaking in their boots. Like who else is prepared to come do this next year? The Rams are going to probably lose 6 guys. They have no cap. They have no draft picks. Matt Stafford will be okay for a few more years.
That is true. They are going to lose some people. I was actually talking to James about that a little bit. What about
Rodgers retires?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. If Rodgers goes too, man, there's
that's
all the superstar, all the quarterback superstar power is in the AFC.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. With Brady gone, with the Bucs now, the Saints are a freaking mess. There are not a lot of good teams left in the NFC.
There's not.
Can bounce back.
The NFC kind of sucks.
Yeah, there's nothing. I feel bad for you guys in the AFC. I think it was me and Kylie were talking about this. There's no way Rodgers goes to the Broncos. I would say the Mike Honorati stamp of 0%, no chance. Why would he go to an AFC team when he knows he's got to play against fucking Allen, Burrow, Mahomes, Herbert? Fuck that. Especially the Broncos, where he's going to have to see Herbert and Mahomes twice
a year. Yeah.
There's no fucking way. Ain't a fucking prayer he's going to the AFC. And that's discounting Lamar Jackson and who knows where Deshaun Watson ends up. Fuck that. I'm happy.
The mean machine.
He can make some runs. Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
Brutal over there.
It is
brutal.
It's already pissing me off. I know that.
Yeah. It's brutal.
Well, let's get on to your boy here, shall we?
Yeah.
Tom the Bomb. Finally retires.
Yeah.
There was some fun stuff with this. The Patriots were completely left out of his retirement thing.
Yeah.
His little post he put up. It does me too. But I wonder if it was strategic because I heard rumor that he may sign a one-day contract and retire a Patriot. So I wonder if that's why he didn't say anything, because he's waiting to do that. I don't know, but yeah, he definitely gave love to the Bucks and none to the Patriots.
Yep.
I read an article today about Robert Kraft absolutely losing his mind about that in the front office.
Well,
like
I'm
the
sure,
day
that's
the day it
just,
happened.
yeah, I'm sure. Guys got to feel insulted. Like, they gave him everything.
And then Belichick put up a post congratulating Tom or whatever, released a statement, whatever he does. I don't know if he does anything social media. I doubt it. But he put up whatever and said, his piece to Tom Brady. And it was funny because it like starts off like credit to Tom for yada, yada, yada. But then he goes into, I drafted him, I groomed him, I won championship.
Yeah.
It became completely about Bill.
I mean, I don't think that there's a lot wrong with that statement, though. I mean, look what Bill's done with even a half competent Mac Jones. Go to the playoffs. Like, obviously the Cam Newton year was bad, but Cam Newton is also like completely inept. But yeah. I mean, kudos, Brady had a great career. He won a bunch of games, wins a bunch of Super Bowls. But everyone's talking about how impressive it is. He didn't have a losing season ever in what it was, 22 years.
Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah. Keep talking. I gotta find something.
But Ben Roethlisberger didn't have a losing season ever. I don't believe that was 18 years. So okay, there's two guys in the same era and shit divisions that did it. On top of the fact that the best thing Brady probably ever did was sacrifice money because he's got a smoking hot, super rich wife, so that they could build a team around him. No one will ever touch those Brady records because
because of that,
have the team that was put around him. It is what it is. I saw a thing that was asking, is Brady the greatest ever in all sports combined? Is he just the greatest athlete ever? And I think that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Talking about a guy who plays one position, doesn't play both sides of the ball in his particular sport, and to say he's the greatest ever, like, I don't even think he's the greatest quarterback ever. I think it's just quarterbacks get too much credit for wins, too much hate when they lose. The game, they do control it more than any other player on the field, but there's a lot more to go on. Guy's best Super Bowls is lost against Nick Foles and the Eagles. His best, he scored the least amount of points to ever win a Super Bowl, 13 points against the shitty ass Rams. Congrats. Hell of a job.
Brady had a losing record to one team. I have in front of me every record, or his record against every team. Okay. So, because the argument can be made that the team he tortured the most was the Bills, right? He was 33-3 against the Bills.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. However, hold on. Okay.
Hey,
so that winning percentage, I don't know what that winning percentage would be, but he's never lost to the Vikings. He's 6-0. The Falcons, he's 9-0. The Bucks, he's 4-0. And the Cowboys, he's 6-0. So technically, he's actually tormented them more because his win percentage is 1,000 against them.
I like that.
I'm just saying that
you bring up the 33-3 statistic, and I see James is in the comments. Thank God Jimmy didn't play like another, 10 years in San Francisco. It would have been about the same record.
Who?
Jimmy Garoppolo. If he played another 10 years in San Francisco, that would have been close to his record against the Rams. So thank God he's gone, right, James?
I don't know. Who do you think is the best quarterback ever?
In all honesty, I think it's Manning. I just think if you put Peyton Manning on those teams with those defenses, I think it would have just been ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, definitely an argument can be made for him.
Well, you get a lot of people that hate on, well, they didn't win in the playoffs. Well, how many top 10 defenses did Peyton Manning ever play with in his career? I don't know what the answer is, but I would guess that it's not more than 10.
I know his defense was good when that year Bob Sanders and those guys were on it. They were good.
Well, the year that they won it, Bob Sanders was healthy and they were hot, and then there's nothing to it.
California says Manning had more weapons his whole career.
On the defensive side of the football, James, because that's what we're talking about.
He did have some really good receivers, though. Reggie Wayne, and I loved Reggie Wayne because Reggie Wayne was just like quiet, under the radar, did his thing.
Okay, so if we're gonna play that game, though, how do we know Marvin Harrison or Reggie Wayne were any good with anyone else?
We don't.
What were Reggie Wayne's numbers? Reggie Wayne played 1 year with a bum quarterback, and then he got Andrew Luck at the end of his career. So it's like, it's like Tom Brady. Were they good, or did Manning make him good? I mean, Marvin Harrison was like 5'9", 125 pounds, maybe.
Darren said just walked into some Colts talk. Let's go. Yeah, Darren, we're talking about Peyton. Because the question on the table right now, just for those of you tuning in like Darren, is who is the greatest quarterback of all time? Because Tom Brady just retired, so that's what got us into this conversation. Sketty says he doesn't believe Brady's the best of all time. So I asked him who was. He thinks Manning. Darren probably loves that answer. Also, Darren, the fact that you weren't here to say hello, guys, right out the get-go, almost called in a welfare check on
worried.
you.
Yeah,
almost sent the police over to make sure you were still alive.
I mean, I really think NFL, though, the whole thing is just stupid to talk about because it's so much system, guys around you. There's no way to ever really tell who the best is. Would Troy Polamalu been what Troy Polamalu was if he was in a defense that didn't let him just be like, hey, go feel it out. Do what you want to do, bud. Like, it's so hard in the NFL. So hard in the NFL.
It is.
And I think too much credit gets to the winning. And, you played the Bills, the Jets, and the Dolphins 6 times a year, which were just.
Watch your mouth right now.
Sorry, Joe. I didn't exactly have another world beater in there.
I hear you. All right, real quick, we'll move on to this before we get into the next segment. MLB lockouts threatening the season. I don't have a whole lot to say about this because, like I said, my research for this show is terrible. Our research guy, Darren, just got into the comments, so totally blew it. Spring training unlikely to start on time. Tuesday, a 90-minute heated meeting yielded no progress. So the only thing that has happened is the union did drop their bonus pool proposal from $105 million to $100 million. How generous? But I guess $5 million actually is a lot. But when you look at it that way, it's kind of like, wow, whatever.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I don't know. So I called Kyle because I was curious if this was affecting Connor, his brother, who pitches for the Rumble Ponies. And he said as of right now, he doesn't believe anything is affecting him. However, he's supposed to go to the Mets spring training. So I would assume it is going to affect him.
Yep.
But I'm going to look into that because maybe we can snag him to come on next week and tell us what the hell's going on, in his world a little bit to see what's happening. Because clearly we don't know. I mean, I don't know what those guys' lives are like. I just know that none of them can associate with Major League Baseball right now, which is kind of crazy. So we'll see what happens. It doesn't sound like it's going to get underway on time. I don't know if that'll, and I put threatening season because that's the words that everybody's using. But right now it's just threatening spring training. I don't know if they'd probably just shorten spring training. They're not going to keep meaningless games and push the season back. Fuck, they're already playing in snow in the World Series anyways. What are they, they can't really push it back any further at this point. All right. Anything else before we get to sports history?
Nope.
All right. This week's opening segment brought to you by Napoli's. Hungry watching a game? Call Napoli's 814-723-7455. Open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Located in North Warren. Pickup or delivery available. Again, thank you, Napoli's, for putting up the vittles, as my stepdad would call them, for the Super Bowl party pack. Congratulations, Bo Fox, on the win. We're going to do some more stuff like that, hopefully in, in next season when we get that rolling, do some more things like that. Like I said, Mumford Distillery, we're going to do a little thing with them. He wants to give some product away to get his name out there and everything. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break, minute and a half. We'll be right back with This Week in Sports History.
Hungry? Watching the game? Order some Napoli's Pizza, voted the best pizza in the Times Observer Reader's Choice every year. Homemade, hand-tossed, delicious hot pizza, stromboli, salads, subs, and so much more. Located in North Warren, come on in or call 814-723-7455 and ask about our specials. Pickup or delivery available 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Again, that's 814-723-7455.
Hi, this is Brian Hagberg, and I wanted to take a moment and tell you about our new website, yourdailylocal.com. Your Daily Local is your new home for news, sports, and events in Warren County and beyond. Our goal is to cover the people, places, events, and happenings that matter to you in a variety of ways, including writing, video, and audio. And the best part? All of our content is available for free. Head to yourdailylocal.com to get the news you need when you need it.
Let's take a look back at this week in sports history.
This Week in Sports History is brought to you by Your Daily Local. Visit yourdailylocal.com for the news you need when you need it. We're going to roll right through these because I have a feeling this thing could be pretty long tonight. So here we go. Number one, Spalding. Everybody knows Spalding, right? You've owned a Spalding basketball, football.
I would bet almost everyone has.
1876, Albert Spalding invests $800 to start a sporting goods company manufacturing the first official baseball, tennis ball, golf ball, and football. Everybody knows Spalding. I saw that one. It took me back, a little bit.
Yep.
Major League Baseball Hall of Fame sucks again. This was in 1958. They failed to elect anyone for the first time since 1950. So they were dicks in 1950, 1958, 2020, 2021, 2000, so on. They're just always bad. 1962, MLB's National League releases the first 162-game schedule due to an expansion. So every team played each other 18 times because that was before interleague play. That's a bonus fact. Also, is in 1962 when people probably started bitching that the baseball season is far too long. Because that's like the major gripe, right? Isn't that what a lot of people...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just it's a marathon. Like, it's
definitely a
slog.
marathon. Yeah. Number 4, 1990. Darryl Strawberry voluntarily enters the Smithers Center for Alcohol Rehabilitation. I didn't follow up to see if it worked, but I don't believe it did.
I don't think so, but
yeah, I'm confident.
Not sure.
Pretty confident. Like, well, I don't know when he was using cocaine. Or he got busted with cocaine, didn't he? At some point.
I think that was like the late 80s.
Okay, so it's before.
Or just,
yeah.
All
right, that makes sense. Last but not least, 2004, Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson's breast exposed during the halftime show of Super Bowl 38, resulting in U.S. broadcasters adopting a stronger adherence to FCC guidelines. It's a monumental moment.
Completely ruined the halftime show probably forever. Like there was some real dog shit for the next 5 years, where it was just
like Bryan Adams,
Bruce. Yeah, well, didn't they have maybe Bruce Springsteen maybe, and then what was the Rolling Stones? They were just rolling out
it got pretty
100-year-old guys in their wheelchairs and just saying, not that those bands are bad. I don't want to sound like I'm hating on them, but they're a little too past their prime to be performing halftime shows.
The way things are going right now, it might be Neil Young next year.
Oh Jesus! Well, fuck. The way the halftime show has been the last few years,
dude. This year, everybody's pumped for the halftime show this year.
There's a 0% chance that halftime show is going to be good. 0%.
What?
0%. This is going to sound like, now hold on.
I'm
Now,
listening.
You can boo me, but listen to my logic.
I'm not going to
on
boo
this.
you. I'm not going to boo you.
You know what you're going to hear this whole halftime show?
What?
With the people that they have on? It's just going to be a beat and boo up, boo up.
Because they're swearing?
Yeah, it's just going to be all F-bombs unless they're performing their new shit, which isn't good. People are overhyping it.
You know what I think?
Right now.
You know what I think of that take, Scuddy?
What do you think, Joe? We'll discuss it. That'll be fuck the game. We'll be discussing the half show.
We're definitely talking about the halftime show because I made a bold prediction for the halftime show. They're going to play California Love. They're going to do California Love.
Oh, yeah. They'll do a very edited version of that.
And Tupac will make an appearance by technological advances. Yep. It's happening. Tupac. Take it to the bank.
I can see that going on. But again, what are they going to do? Because probably every third word in that song you can't say on TV.
They have an edited version of it.
Yeah, and it sucks. It's trash. Comparatively, it's trash.
Whatever.
That's what I was listening to when I was 10.
We're going to take, as soon as the halftime show's over, I'm putting a poll up on the page. And we'll let the people decide.
Let the people decide. All the people who voted for the Chiefs and Rams in the Super Bowl.
That's
overwhelmingly wrong.
Good point. This week in sports history brought to you by Your Daily Local. Visit yourdailylocal.com for the news you need when you need it. Take a break. We'll be back with the things that sting.
Jones Pest Control, your hometown pest control company servicing residential and commercial properties in Warren and surrounding areas since 2015. Sean and his crew will work tirelessly to keep your home or business free of insects to rodents and everything in between. Contact Jones Pest Control at 814-230-9548 and set up an appointment today. And remember, ants, spiders, bees, or mice, don't think twice. Call Jones Pest Control, 814-230-9548.
Checkout means sales and services with 2 locations on Warren's East Side. Their garage at 800 Lexington Avenue not only services cars sold by Means, but has knowledgeable staff and modern state-of-the-art equipment waiting to serve their hometown of Warren. Whatever you need, including alignments, tires, brakes, yearly or enhanced PA inspections, oil changes, and much more. Make your appointment today at 814-723-7191, extension 2.
It's now time for the things that sting. The worst stories in sports, according to Joe.
This edition of the Things That Sting, powered by Jones Pest Control. Ants, spiders, bees, or mice, don't think twice. Call Jones Pest Control at 814-230-9548. That's 814-230-9548. Here we go. This is what I did most of my writing on because it's wild. There's a lot going on with the Brian Flores lawsuit. It caught everybody, I think, off guard right from the get-go.
Yes,
when it was announced.
You're out there looking for a job still. That's just a little shocking. The timing of it, I guess.
Yeah, and he still is a candidate. Still a top candidate for the Texans and the Saints. Did say on Get Up, which is what we're going to talk a lot about, is his interview he did with his 2 attorneys on Is that ESPN?
I think it's ESPN, yeah.
Get Up? I never watch that show. I don't watch any of the ESPN shit. I think it all sucks.
I think Greeny's still on ESPN. Yeah, I just happened to see a clip online and then watched it.
It was Greeny, wasn't it?
20-minute interview. Yeah, it was Greeny. So I think it was ESPN.
So on Get Up, Brian Flores appears with his 2 attorneys who couldn't hear themselves talk enough. It sounded like to me.
I can't. Yeah, I don't think either.
Brian Flores, a quote, and we'll get through. I'm just going to kind of brief a few of the what's in the lawsuit and what the teams are involved in, everything, and then we'll get into discussion. So on Get Up, Brian Flores, regarding the Giants, said he was upset that he wasn't, and this is a quote, "I was upset that I wasn't given a true opportunity." This is regarding the Giants because that could be, I saw a few times it taken out of context where they were like, well, you had a chance, you had an opportunity with the Dolphins. And of course, he is referencing the Leslie Frazier, Brian Dable getting the job. That's the one that I see. I mean, the Broncos one is kind of, we'll get to that, but with the Giants, like the explanation that made sense in my mind regarding Brian Flores, no, because of the text messages he gets from Belichick, him feeling like he was used to check a box because he hadn't had his interview yet. So they have to interview 2 candidates. Yeah. So Leslie Frazier was interviewed immediately by Joe Schoen came from Buffalo to New York, which pretty much everybody knows. So Dable was the favorite to get that job the day he left. Like everybody kind of assumed that Brian Dable was going to follow him too.
Well, I was going to say, I think before we get too far into this, we should, I'm assuming everybody knows what the Rooney Rule is, but maybe you should kind of like.
So the Rooney Rule was
the Rooney Rule.
Yeah, just that they have to, they have to interview 2 black candidates for
minority candidates. I think
minority candidates. Okay, minority candidates for
which.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say it's for what, head coaching, front office jobs.
Yeah, I don't know what it pertains to for coordinators or for general managers, but I know for head coaching for sure, 2 minority candidates need to be interviewed before you can just say, hey, I got my guy or whatever, which to me all along has been extremely insulting.
I was going to say same thing. Totally agree.
And the fact that some of these coaches feel like they were, as Flores put it, and it's the best way to describe it, checking a box. They were just they interviewed me because they needed to check a box, and that's they would be made to feel that way. I mean, they should have felt that way when the rule was made. I would think.
I think the intention of the rule was good because they were trying.
I think so too.
These coaches more of an opportunity. However, just as a person, as a human being, I can't fathom saying, "Hey, you have to interview." You have to interview me for a job, but I'm just coming in there when all along you're hiring the other guy.
Right.
Because let's be real, not every situation, but there's going to be some, if not, I don't know what the number would be, but there's going to be some situations where, hey, I'm going to throw this out there. It's not happening. It's not the case, but Bill Belichick's available. I'm hiring Bill Belichick if he wants to take my job.
Right.
Why do I have to march in anybody else to interview, when I know that this is the guy I'm going to hire?
Right.
So it just,
and like the one good point that I felt Flores' attorneys made on Get Up was that there was more black head coaches prior to the Rooney Rule than there is since the Rooney Rule.
Yep. And I mean, I think if this lawsuit, if they're trying to get rid of the Rooney Rule, I would think it's a good thing, but I don't know what you replace it with, because then, the cycle just starts all over again. They're going to say, well, these guys aren't even getting interviews, and that'll be an issue in of itself. It's going to be.
But I can completely understand their frustration of thinking that they're just a box being checked. I'm totally on board with that.
The first person to say something, that's had to have been happening since the rule was incepted.
Right.
There's got to be, I'm trying to think like.
Well, now there's more guys. There's more guys speaking out now, and I have them wrote down, and we're going to get to that in a little bit. But as far as the Giants go, like this was kind of like the how it played out in my head was that Joe Schoen knew he wanted Brian Dable. I think every Buffalo fan, every Bills player knew Dable was going to go more than likely with him.
Yep.
When it was just days before they were going to interview Flores, was when that report came out that that Dable was the front runner to land the Miami job.
Yep.
Which we all felt was like, as a Bills fan, I was like, why the hell would you want to go to Miami? Right. You got to face Josh Allen twice a year, and he's the future GOAT. He is the future GOAT.
He's got Peyton Manning written all over him. They better get a fucking defense in there that can slow somebody down in the playoffs, or that's going to be the story of his career.
Fair.
He's going to be the best one to never get.
Okay, I get it. You don't got to just keep going.
I'm just saying.
You can stop because you don't got to keep. I got the point.
All right.
Now you're just trying to hurt my feelings.
Sorry.
It's offensive. All right. Anyways, Broncos. So we go on to the Broncos. Anyways, hold on. I was still done with the Giants, but I think when it was announced that Dable was a front runner for Miami, I think that Joe Schoen made his move. Was like, I'm not letting that guy go. Yeah. So, and the text happens with Belichick, and he has to be like royally embarrassed, or actually he probably doesn't give a fuck because he's Bill Belichick, and I don't think he cares about a whole lot. He felt bad he did that, but he's old and he can't figure out technology and how to text people correctly. And so then on to the Broncos. I actually learned more about this today, because what Flores is claiming is that they were an hour late. John Elway, they looked like they were out drinking all night. What I found out about this was that they did an interview with Munchak. What's his name? Mike.
Oh, yeah. Munchak. I know you're talking.
You know what I'm talking about.
What is?
So they're doing an interview with him in Denver, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a late interview. They then hop on a plane, fly to New England, because he was a coordinator with New England at that time. They went to him, and they get in late. They get up early. Now, according to the timeline that the Broncos released, they were not late for the meeting. But the reason that they looked disheveled was because we just jet lagged 2 time zones after a late night meeting, got in here at 2 a.m., went, whatever. But and that's what they're saying. So this is just like stuff coming out from both sides. And I'm excited to see when the truth is revealed on all of this. Now, this is the one I have a big time problem with, is the Dolphins. Stephen Ross.
Just the fact. This should be bigger news than what it is. The fact the NFL isn't like immediately investigating and just kind of downplaying this blows my mind.
Offering $100,000 to Brian Flores for losses, and he gives basically what he says are exact words of Stephen Ross, which were do less, go on vacation. I'll cover it, whatever. Like, he's saying stuff like that. That's a problem. So if this gets looked into, which I'm assuming it will, Stephen Ross could find himself in a forced sales position here before too long. Forced sale of the team.
You've seen Hugh Jackson's now come out and say the Browns gave him, thank God, only $50,000 per loss.
Right.
Otherwise, I don't know what Jimmy Haslam would have done for money.
Yeah. Did you see the meme with the Adam Gase meme?
No.
Like he said, you guys are getting paid. Pretty funny, but Hugh Jackson. Hugh comes out, and I think Barstool said it best with the headline of their article: "Likely billionaire Hugh Jackson." Yeah, because he was like 11-44 as a coach. I don't know if he got paid for every one of those losses or if any of that is even true, but he says he has stuff on Haslam. So now that's coming out. And since we're on the topic of other coaches coming out saying stuff, whoops, sorry, I dropped the it was Terrell Austin, the secondary coach for Pittsburgh Steelers, has now come out and said that he was a checkbox for the Lions in 2018.
Yep.
So,
I mean, I think,
go ahead.
the thing is the NFL, with the exception of the Bucks last year, and we'll find out if the Rams it's gonna pay off for them. The NFL, you do not build through signing free agents. You build through getting draft picks. So there's like no part of me that thinks that what these guys are saying is made up. Like, I think this is 100% believable. I can see these owners saying, yeah, we need to tank. We need better draft picks because that's how you get good in the NFL.
Well, I mean, the year in question for Brian Flores was literally the year that the crowds were chanting "tank for Tua."
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's what fans want to see you do it. It's just how it is. But
Right.
if you're paying a coach to lose, see, the problem I have with paying a coach to lose is unless you're willing to come up front and say, hey, we paid him to lose, you're ruining the whole guy. Like, Hugh Jackson will never get another NFL head coaching job ever in his life. He's done. If Brian Flores loses more games than, which again, what is he, 24 and 25? Like we both said,
Yeah.
crime that he got fired. He's a great head coach. If you lose those games, you don't get a lot of chances in this league. If you tank and an owner's paying you to tank, nobody else knows that. What are you going to do? Are you going to go to the Texans and say, hey, yeah, Ross was paying me $100,000 per loss so we can get a draft pick? They're never going to listen to that. They're not even going to call you in for the interview.
Right.
It's a huge, you can fuck up a guy's whole career to make your team better. That's an issue.
Yeah. And I mean, if it's true about Hugh Jackson, he took that offer extremely serious.
Yeah, I mean, all for I don't know what the math is.
I don't know. See, that's the thing, though, and that's like with the Browns. That team that he was coaching was not good.
No.
So I always
thought he was a pretty good coach, but you're making sure you get the number 1 overall pick instead of pulling who was it this year? Maybe it was a couple years ago. Like the Jags, I feel like are always a team win a couple games late in the year and screw yourself out of the number 1 pick.
Right.
Or the Jets was it last year? The Jets.
Jets blow the draft every year anyway. So it doesn't really matter who they get.
That is a fair point.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of 2 years ago, they had a chance to get Trevor Lawrence and won the game against the Jags.
Oh no,
it really blew it.
Oh yeah, that could have been. So
I think that's what it was.
Traveling some avenues. I mean, I had a lot of really good discussions with people this week about this and just different points of view and just trying to sort out what, is this a race issue? Do the owners sit around and at their meetings and smoke cigars and be racist? I don't know. I'm not at any of those meetings. I have no idea what's happening at those. Do I think that is what's happening? No, I really don't, because I just don't. I don't think that, and I've said this 1,000 times, that the world is as racist as everybody thinks it is. It's literally just because everything is being made to be racist, it appears that way, but it's really not. That's just my take on life and the things I see, in my experiences and stuff like that. So just trying to find some different avenues as to why is Mike Tomlin the only black coach in the NFL? Which was another thing that I noticed this past week, was that we mentioned the Rooney Rule says minority coach. That's not what this is about. Because Ron Rivera and Robert Sala's names, and I know that only takes the total to 3. I'm not saying that's a whopping difference, but those 2 names haven't been brought up at all this week when it comes to any of this stuff. So just trying to figure out why is Mike Tomlin the only black coach in the NFL right now? And several different answers I got from different people and comfortability. Is that possibly it? Are owners more comfortable who are white dealing with white coaches? It could be
the Flores allegation. That's the Flores allegation mainly.
Right.
That they're not comfortable.
And then digging in, which I talked to you about this last night, and I told a few people about it, and I sold a few people that, hey, this could be legit. You weren't completely on board, which is fine.
Yeah.
So the one thing that I had talked about before, like for a while now, is just digging into the new wave of coaches that are coming into the NFL. These young, not really player types, more sophisticated. Not, I used to play in the NFL, more like I have some of these GMs and stuff. It's all like accounting and numbers. It's all numbers games. So the analytics was something that
the Browns brought in the baseball guy.
Yeah, they did.
I'd say so, but which
it was the Browns.
Let's bring in a baseball guy. Yeah,
but most the only, to what I could find, the only team in the NFL right now who does not have an analytics department, whether it be one guy in that department or 10, the only team is the Tennessee Titans. They're the only team on there, because this is based off of looking at a staff directory, and I didn't look at all of them. I found an article recently that they said the only team that doesn't have an analytics department in their staff directory is the Tennessee Titans. So I just started searching stuff and trying to figure everything out. And one of the things that I Googled was, first let me get back to that. The new wave of coaches I was talking about: McVay, Kingsbury, Stefanski, McDermott, Staley, and Brian Flores. Brian Flores
all
is
a bunch of guys who don't win a bunch of games. Kyle Shanahan, that's what you're looking for, buddy.
Kyle Shanahan's on the list.
You didn't
young coaches who are involved in analytics, who care about analytics. Then there's some older coaches who have changed their ways and adopted analytics. Andy Reid, John Harbaugh, who per analytics is the most aggressively analytic team in the NFL, which I call bullshit a little bit, because I'm pretty sure he just asks the players what they want to do, and that's what they do, and it's always aggressive.
How is he more that surprises me over the Chargers. Like,
yeah,
Staley out there. Yeah, he's fucking
Staley's super into it. Belichick, which I read an article about Belichick and analytics, and Belichick actually got into analytics before analytics got cool in the NFL, but didn't tell anybody.
I was gonna say, like, that's what they've been doing for forever. Oh, hey, your contract's up. We'll find somebody else who can go.
Yeah,
do it
but they don't.
One job, do that. And
they do not. They never really explained what they were doing, so nobody ever caught on to the blueprint of what they were doing. But like I said, so the analytic part started to make me wonder. So I did a Google search of black coaches, football coaches, and analytics. To see a point of view, I found a 2016 article by Michael Wilbon, who's one of the most respected sports analysts in the nation. I mean, he's a PTI guy. He's been on there since, God, how long has he been on PTI?
Long, since I was a kid.
Yeah. So a guy who knows what the fuck he's talking about. The name of the article, and I really urge people to look this up and read it, because it's interesting, and it tells different points of view about analytics and black coaches. And keep in mind too, while we talk about this is the NFL. Football is most commonly known as being well behind basketball and baseball when it comes to embracing advanced metrics. They are not. Baseball's been doing this for years. Basketball's been doing it since the 90s. Like, analytics to them has been happening for a long time. Football, it's just starting to grow. And it's taking off. I mean, this is literally what people are looking for when they're doing interviews, when they're at the draft talking to these kids. There's all the like StatCast type stuff with, miles per hour on the field, which I talked to Jamie about that last night, and he said they've been doing that for years. I know that, but there's just so many different angles that they're looking at now. And this stuff all matters to these teams now. They're getting away from former players, and they're moving towards a younger, smarter type coach and general manager. So, for example, 2018 Giants, Dave Gettleman, the former Giants GM, mocked those who used analytics to question his decision to draft Saquon Barkley number 2 overall.
Yep. I mean, that's when, I don't know if you need analytics to tell you that running backs just.
You don't, but analytics is what, those are the ones who are going after him. And believe it or not, our take that the majority of us who I know agree with when it comes to the draft is skill position players high, it's not worth when you can get, those guys later on and they can be just as effective. That is analytics. That concept is based off of analytics. So back to Wilbon. The name of the article, which I don't know if I got to, but it was Mission Impossible, African Americans and Analytics. So basically what it said, and I have highlighted some stuff in screenshots that I'm going to pull up here real quick, because it's a really good article, and it goes from both sides. Like, it shows both sides, but basically what the point that Wilbon was trying to make, and the little experiment that he ran on his own, was to get himself interjected into comments with black colleagues, black athletes, all of these different groups of people, and to find out if analytics was ever a topic of conversation when it came to sports and beyond sports as well. So the article starts off, the mission was to find black folks who spend any time talking about advanced analytics, whose conversations are framed by or even casually include references to win shares and effective shooting percentage, whip, or points per 100 possessions. It's a failed mission so far, totally empty. Conclusion, advanced analytics and black folks hardly mix. So what he explains here is he first goes into Draymond Green. So that's the first person who he goes to just when he gets this idea. He asked Draymond Green if he engages in any advanced analytics conversations, either professionally or personally, and his answer was empathetic. No, neither. Professionally, and this is a quote, I play completely off of feel. I hear people discussing my game in terms of all these advanced numbers. I have no part of it. I'm supposed to step back behind the line in real time to avoid taking a bad two. That's thinking way too much. I don't get the fascination at all. Now go to his teammate, Sean Livingston, who played under two coaches who were super into analytics, Mike Dunleavy and Eric Spoelstra. He would use these for scouting reports. The analytics, they were important to him. So that's another person, a guy who did care about the analytics. But in turn, a quote from him, I want to know defensively someone's three-point shooting tendencies or whether a guy is a bad free throw shooter, so I know when exactly I want to foul him. I use them as an advanced scouting report. But in terms of conversations among black people, no, never. Our conversations seem to go the other way, away from data and more towards intangible things like impact. There are too many areas where the numbers don't assess the impact. And he says, we tend to talk about sports in those ways. Look at his energy. That guy has skills, but he's soft. He's a big game player. More off of more passion, less rationale is essentially what the article goes into. This was one of the good parts I really liked, and then I'll get to, whatever you have to say here. Yep. My friend, this is Michael Wilbon speaking here. He says, my friend Larry Irvin, a black Stanford lawyer and most rational person I know, said our complete withdrawal from statistical analysis is based on our emotional tie to the game. Sports, this is a quote from Larry Irvin. Sports is emotional, and analytics represent the absence of emotion, the antithesis. Nobody gets into sports to be dispassionate. And it seems to me we are the feel it, smell it, touch it people. Whip, war, and win shares are completely antiseptic. I mean, the coach may use analytics to confirm, but that Newt Rockne couldn't tell whether a boy could play without some advanced analytics. He also goes on to say, the thing is that could also open the door to the issue of emotion versus intellect. That is the thin and sensitive line to navigate, especially given the outrage people of color feel when others suggest we're more emotional than rational about sports. But it's an inescapable subtopic if dealing with 360 degrees of this. Without question, the emotional appeal of sports resonates with black people. Whether we're talking about the first end zone dancers, the first high five, the guttural releases after dunks, and the quarterback sacks, and even putts made, that simply weren't noticeable part of sports before the emergence of the black athlete and the legions of black fans who followed. So then he gets into the employment side of it, and that's where he talks with. Let me find his name here. ESPN broadcast analyst Amin El Hassan. I'm not sure if I said that right, but he's a Sudanese-born former video coordinator, former scouting coordinator. He worked under Steve Kerr in Phoenix for a while. Has an engineering degree from Georgia Tech. He says so many front offices are staffed by guys like me who didn't play the game, who didn't come through the coaching ranks. Don't tell me that there are no black people who are good at math. There are black people who are expert at qualitative analysis. I worry that it becomes a way to exclude. So that is another, like I said, this article has several points of view in it. So, and basically in closing of it, and I just want to read a quick Wilbon closing, and then we'll move on. For more than a few moments, I felt guilty as hell for hating the intrusion of advanced analytics as much as I generally do. Because even though the reliance on this stuff seems to be the new safe haven for a new old boy network of Ivy Leaguers who can hire each other and justify passing on people not given to their analytic philosophies, an entire group of people can't simply refuse to participate in something as important as this phenomenon. So Wilbon's, I mean, like I said, you got to read the full article if you get a chance. Again, it's on theundefeated.com. If you Google Mission Impossible, where's the name of it? I wrote it down here somewhere. Let me find it real quick. Mission Impossible, African Americans and Analytics. It's a really good article. But essentially what he's saying is that, there still are a pool of black coaches who are all in on analytics. Brian Flores, for example, was one listed who used them towards the top half of the league as far as his usage of analytics within his coaching philosophies. So I don't know if what I think my kind of thought on it is when you look at the pools of people, right? The minorities have a smaller pool. If they're not buying into analytics, and I'm not saying they're just using this as an excuse, like El Hassan from ESPN indicated that he thinks it's just a farce to a reason not to hire black coaches, because he may be right. I don't know. But to me, the way from the outside looking in at the league, it's shifting towards analytics. I really don't believe that it's because they don't want to hire black coaches, but more like Wilbon says, if more of them get involved in this, then they're going to be more hired. It's almost a guarantee, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think, the thing is, there are a lot of these young hotshot, and, like you said, the McVays, the Kingsburys, the Shanahans. What have any of them ever won? Nothing. Who's the analytics guy? Now, one of them between Zach Taylor and Sean McVay are probably, they have to.
Okay, but Bill Belichick. So.
Well, now Bill Belichick, but he's not one of these young hotshot guys. He's an old football guy who adapted these ways.
Right.
Andy Reid, I feel.
But he had to compete with these young.
Adapted. But I just feel like you can't. I kind of feel I lean more towards that's the crutch to try and exclude people, because analytics don't always work.
Well, they don't.
Chargers, for example.
It's probability. It's like going to a casino.
Yeah. Mike Tomlin, he played around with it there for a couple years where they're like, fuck it, we're just going for 2 every time. See, it's one of those things where I think it is a hot trend right now.
It definitely is.
And I think it's going to end up being a dying trend. Now, this is going to, again, Zach Taylor and McVay are going to get one this year, which could pump up, a little bit of this. But these guys just don't get it. I think you got to have a mix of both. You can't purely look at it from it. Football is not just a numbers game. Life isn't just a numbers probability game. That's not how it works. Like we talked about with the Chiefs. Go for the touchdown there, because odds are you're going to get it. But then when you don't get it, you kill all the momentum. which is an emotion thing. That's an undefinable thing. You can't say what momentum's worth from an analytics standpoint. It's gotta be a marriage of both. And maybe this is the reason. Maybe they do say, hey, analytics are important. We want this, but I don't love that argument. I think it's kind of a generalization. Have you ever talked to a Steelers fans? They don't care what numbers are.
No, I haven't. I choose not to.
I do not. Yeah, I don't know any black Steelers fans. I only know white Steelers fans, and a ton of them will sit here and tell you to your face, "Oh, Najee Harris, great player, great decision for the franchise. Look at that. He's got the most rushing yards after contact in the league." Yeah, well, that's because he's getting hit 2 yards behind the line every time because your line is fucking terrible. Like, there's no actual thought process.
Oh, I agree with that. I thought that about I'm sure Giants fans were saying the same thing about Barkley, but fans aren't the ones who are.
Exactly, yeah.
But it's not fans who are diving into analytics. It's the teams. It's the people in the front office. Like we don't have a say in any of that.
Mike Wilbon is looking at this from he asked a couple of athletes, and like, what are you talking about with your friends? No, I shouldn't say no fans, but how many fans sit down? How many times you ever sat down? Like,
he didn't talk to fans.
He talked to Draymond, and he asked Draymond, when you're talking to your buddies, what are you talking about?
His buddies, his teammates.
You didn't say teammates when you said it. I didn't read the article.
Well, I sent it to you, so that's on you.
I didn't read it.
You're not doing your homework.
I got busy last night. I thought he said when he's talking to his friends. I thought you said not teammates.
It was. They're talking about impact, more tangible things like impact. Look at his energy. That guy has skills, but he's soft. He's a big game player. Clearly, he's and that's actually Sean Livingston, not Draymond. But that's what they're talking about. I'm not saying that this is like the dead set reason of why it's happening. I'm saying it could have something to do with why the pool is smaller. If this is what owners are looking for, because it is the new hot thing, and that's what owners want.
Well, that's again.
Sean, I purely blame the Rams for the entire thing because we talked about Sean McVay and how that guy can remember every play he's ever called in his lifetime, which is bizarre, beyond bizarre.
Can you remember all the ones he called against the Patriots for 3 points?
There, you feel better. Got that out.
I do feel better.
No, I'm like I said, I'm not saying that it's the say all or what, but I do think that if you look at the pool size and you look at coaches who are believing in it and coaches who aren't, and if Wilbon in 2016 seemed to think it just wasn't an interest, then that could be a reason why we're seeing less.
I think the big thing to me, again, you got to get first off. Doesn't seem like many college coaches are getting hired anymore. I mean, who's in the league that's a college coach right now?
Well, Harbaugh just went back to Michigan.
He's back at Michigan.
Yeah.
Yep. But he was maybe one. But we're not seeing it like we used to. It's mainly NFL guys. I'd be interested to see the coaching trees right now. How many of these guys came from? We always talk about like the Andy Reid coaching tree, the Bill Belichick coaching tree.
The guy who is it? Connor James, if you're in here, help me out. The offensive coordinator for the Rams is going to be agreeing to terms with the Vikings. So that's the second.
Did they announce that? I didn't see that.
That was yesterday. Yeah, as soon as Harbaugh said I'm going back to Michigan, they said, okay, well, we got the Rams offensive coordinator.
Well, but here, if you just look, they were all, McVay was under Shanahan, who was under Gruden, I think, in Washington. Jay Gruden, not John.
Yeah, Jay.
Yeah, when they were sending the racist,
Well, didn't Kyle work for his dad in Washington too?
It might have been. Maybe Kyle was left over and Jay.
I think he was from his.
They were all
from
there.
when his dad was a coach there.
Shanahan, McVay, LaFleur, and then you look at who Shanahan had on his staff. He had one of the LaFleurs, who's now with the Jets and Robert Saleh. to me anymore, it just who's coming out of these trees. That's the best way to get there.
Andy's back.
Congrats, Andy. Happy you could make it. Well, talk to me in 2 weeks. Let me know how that's going out for you. Imagine beating a bum quarterback.
Actually, hey, Andy's a Giant. Andy's a Giants fan.
Oh, what the hell? How's he even allowed to talk that?
He just hates the 49ers and your mustache. So, anyways, all right. We're really pressing time here. So I'm done with the Flores thing. I think I said what I had to do, but I don't know. We'll follow this as more comes out, and once it gets looked at and both sides and everything.
Interesting to see if he gets hired now. That's going to be he said he was up front with the Saints and the Texans, but
I saw today for sure the Texans. I saw that today.
The Texans were down to 3. Him, McCown, and I don't remember who the other one was.
Yeah, I don't either, but I looked him up. I forget his name.
Yeah, I don't.
O'Connell was O'Connell. I believe
O'Connell?
is the Rams OC.
Okay.
That we were talking. That I was saying is going to be leaving for the Vikings. So, all right, cruising ahead. Where's my? It's 1, 2. Here we go. Oh, that's 3. Jeez. Now I'm ready. Damon Arnett. We talked about him a month or 2 ago, 2 months ago, maybe. He was cut. If you remember, if you followed most episodes or just know about Damon Arnett, he was cut by the Raiders when a video of him with a gun surfaced of him making threats saying that he was coming after somebody or whatever. He's been arrested again. This was Friday, January 28th. The 25-year-old former first-round pick pointed a gun at a valet worker at Park MGM Resort in Vegas after becoming irate with them. He had his vehicle pulled around. The valet person, while seated in the car, says, I need your ticket. And he says, well, I lost it. And at that point, apparently lost his mind, said, give me my motherfucking keys. The video from MGM that the police were able to observe shows him remove a pistol from his pants where it was concealed, and he aims it in the driver's side window at the valet worker. Later on, a traffic stop on Arnett's vehicle, because obviously the guy was like, you know what? Go ahead and take your car.
Yeah,
I don't want to die. So Vegas PD gets him on a traffic stop later, where they found 2 guns in the vehicle. The one Arnett had, the passenger also had one on him. Also located in the vehicle, 3 bags of cocaine, weighing total 1.8 grams, which Arnett says was ketamine, not cocaine. However, the field test and the lab results said, no, it's cocaine, bud. And
does that make it much better?
He then found 13.5 ounces of weed. He's been charged with 4 felonies. The day after this arrest, he had been signed to a Chiefs futures contract and was cut. So,
yep,
Arnett's just cruising for a spot on the mean machine. Deion Sanders. Obviously, everybody's aware of his recruiting frenzy that's been happening. Getting some, highly desired recruits into his program at Jackson State, but might have just had a violation on Twitter. Nothing's been investigated, or it might be being investigated, but nothing has come out on it yet. The rules for recruitment say that you can't tweet directly at a recruit. But he did that to Shamar Stewart, who is a 5-star defensive lineman. Shamar Stewart put up a post on Twitter that said, what's it going to be, or something like that. And his final 3 teams are Georgia, Texas A&M, and Miami. Deion added them, did a little, hey, it's time for a change or something like that. Screenshotted by millions of people. He deleted the tweet as quickly as he put it up, but it was too late. So that's out there. So I don't know if Deion's going to be in some hot water or not. We'll keep an eye on that. Arizona State football, accused of hosting and contacting prospects during dead periods amid COVID-19 pandemic, have now lost 5 coaches. Herm Edwards, the head of the program, stays. He's still in his spot at head coach. But just recently, Antonio Pierce, the defensive assistant, offensive coordinator, Zach Hill, both resigned. In December, defensive backs coach Chris Hawkins, tight end coach Adam Brenneman, and wide receiver coach Prentice Gill all resigned as well. Those guys were on administrative leave since August. They didn't coach at all this year. But so possible sanctions coming down on ASU because that's still being investigated as well. That's it.
We're
cruising along. Are you you better mentally prepare for the next segment.
I already told you, James ain't allowed to come on the show. I'll remove him as soon as he comes on. I said it last week. You can't hide for 3 years and then come talk shit. That's not how it works. Moon, I will take my lickings from Moon. I'll take my lickings from Moon.
Why would I ask James to be on? Would I do that?
Because he's been in the fucking comments all night. So I know his dirty ass is waiting to come talk shit after 3 fucking years. Congratulations, bud. I can't wait. Get Miles in here. I'm going to get my Burrow jersey on right now.
You don't have a Burrow jersey.
So you don't know me.
I do know you.
All right. Let's see.
Maybe you do. That'd be shocking. This edition of The Things That Stings, powered by Jones Pest Control. Ants, spiders, bees, or mice, don't think twice. Call Jones Pest Control at 814-230-9548. We're going to take a quick break. We will be back with Fan Rant Part 1. Blue Line Auto, located at 1606 Pennsylvania Avenue East in Warren, is locally owned and operated and is a family-run business specializing in vehicle sales and service. They offer state and safety inspections and general car repairs, including but not limited to brakes and rotors, tires, oil changes, batteries, starters, and alternators. They also offer vehicle undercoating prior to winter to help keep your vehicle protected. Currently, their hours are Monday through Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Thursday and Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call them today to schedule your next appointment at 814-230-9061. Your safety is their goal.
Hi, this is Ryan Klein, the host of the new pop culture podcast, Me, Myself, and Rye. You can find me on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and several other platforms. Special guests, breakaway shows, bonus episodes, cold beers, and a whole lot more. So what are you guys and gals waiting for? Subscribe now to the Me, Myself, and Rye podcast on Spotify or wherever it is that you get your shows and start listening today.
My Hive, Joe's very own world of sports.
My Hive is presented by Blue Line Auto. For all your automotive needs, call Blue Line Auto, 814-230-9061, or stop in 1606 Pennsylvania Avenue East in Warren. Moon.
Hey.
I like your shirt.
Love your shirt, Moon.
Pork rub.
You know, figure I'd
Love
have to
it,
give
Moon.
Sketty something to smile about, seeing as he's probably still a little bit sore.
Moon, I just keep thinking about how tight your butthole had to pucker when Tart drops that fucking dog shit ball Stafford threw right in his chest. Like, did you almost throw up? Was there part of you that almost threw up?
Nah. You know why? Because I looked at the 50 total yards rushing that San Francisco had, and I figured that's probably about how old you will be the next time they get to the NFC Championship game.
Well, I don't think I'm fucking, like going to be frozen time here and then have to travel back to next year when they go next year. Not worried at all.
I feel bad for Joe Burrow because Jimmy G, he's going to be gone. Oh, who's that?
There he's gone.
I'll keep clicking them back. You muted them.
I already said them's the rules. You don't fucking hide for 3 years and then come try and talk shit after you beat consensus bum Jimmy Garoppolo with a bad arm, a bad thumb by 3 fucking points. Imagine trading your whole team's future by 3 points against a bum. I can't fathom it. I can't fathom feeling good.
Welcome to the show, James.
Thank you.
Rambo. What the fuck? I can't.
50 yards rushing is a great point, man. I brought it up earlier. Shanahan, for the first time in his life, should have came out hucking because the Rams had about 9 guys at the line of scrimmage figuring this is the only way we're going to stop them.
So, all right, let me throw some, just so everybody's clear. I said at the beginning of the show that the fan rant wasn't quite going to be like the actual fan rant. Here's why. I forgot to tell Miles we were doing part 1 and part 2, and he had shit to do tonight. So he's like, "Oh no, man!" And I'm like, "No, it's cool. I'll figure something else out." And James is taking a lumping.
I can't imagine hiding for 3 years and coming to talk shit. I can't imagine it. I can't fathom doing it.
Hey, fella.
Yeah, he hasn't talked shit yet. He's just kind of sitting there.
Yeah. I can't believe he hid for 3 years.
It's hard to hide that head for 3 years.
He's been ducking me.
So, all right. So I'm gonna throw a question out there. We'll start with Moon, since he's our veteran here. Moon, to Sketty's question, when Tart drops that ball, what was going through your head in the moments the pass is coming down and then after he dropped it?
It wouldn't have surprised me. I mean, I've been there. I've seen Stafford do that. So, but I mean, I just had a really good feeling about the game and knew that it was going to happen. You know.
James, what about you? Same question when it comes to that play.
Well, I want to know what Sketty thought after he dropped that ball.
Oh, I can tell you exactly what Sketty thought.
No, actually, what did Sketty say?
I don't think they were actual words. They weren't words.
I was a little drunk, so it's possible.
It was a lot of noises, and then he stormed into the kitchen.
I knew that was it. That was the game right there. He catches that. That was wrapped up.
He sent me a text.
Folded.
He sent me a text after the game that said "fuck tard,"
Yeah, fuck tard. Yeah.
Which I think is a perfect nickname for Sketty now.
I can get on board. I can get on board with that.
I would 100% back that up. What a fucking clown show.
It was like we said though, and listen, I'll tell James and Moon this because I know all they hear is your words on here, which are all like Niners this, the Rams can't beat. Sketty knew this was going to happen. He called this 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago when the when the Rams beat the Bucks, he goes, dude, there's no way they beat them 7 times in a row. There's no way. And he even went as far as doing research and found that the Niners beat the Rams 17 times in a row in the 80s.
Yep, I did.
Oh,
early 90s. It was
early 90s.
Yeah. Because I was like looking it up. I'm thinking, what's the fucking record for a streak on a team? It can't be much more than 7. Turns out 17.
Well, who was it? Ken Norton said something like the same old sorry ass Rams. That's what he was
I
still
don't think
playing.
it was Ken Norton, but it was one of them. One of the Niners on the sidelines. Yeah.
Same old sorry ass Rams. That's what he said.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
hey James, I think if the Rams win, we should chip in and get Sketty a customized fuck tart jersey.
That's perfect.
That I would wear. You get a fuck tart jersey. I'll wear it until the start of next football season.
I'll even get the Chinese to throw on a Super Bowl patch.
I like this idea.
You guys, I mean, the question I have is dead serious. Are you scared of Joe Burrow? Like, no bullshit. No giving anyone a hard time. Are you worried about Joe Burrow? Because I think I was worried about Joe Burrow if the Niners won. I was worried.
Yeah, I am.
Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase is just as dangerous as Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
And let me tell you a little something about Cooper Kupp. Just in that game, he had 142 yards and 2 touchdowns. The entire playoff season for Deebo Samuel, 154 yards and 1 touchdown. If you want to know why you're sitting at home, you got to have your big guys produce.
Well, that's something that we talked about during the game, though, too, Sketty, where we said that we couldn't figure out why they weren't putting it in his hands more.
Yeah, they did need to get Deebo the ball more, but you're excluding his rushing touchdowns in the playoffs. I believe. I don't know if he had a rushing touchdown.
Let's not forget Nick
Scott
definitely
had more
up in the game.
Yeah, Nick Scott got the last interception on Tom Brady, and Jalen Ramsey is the last touchdown scored by Tom Brady. So the Rams got some good recorurs there. I mean, they're all over the record books.
I saw his tweet about that was actually pretty funny. He's like, Brady retired? Damn, last touchdown he threw was on me. I love that.
That's funny.
Because I really don't like Jalen Ramsey, but that was pretty funny.
No, I was thinking actually, I don't think I brought this up earlier when we were talking about it, but that whole Niners offense after the injury in the first half against the Cowboys to Garoppolo, like they looked like dog shit from that point forward. Second half of the Cowboys game, whole Packers game, he did not look very sharp against the Rams. He didn't have a terrible game, like 254, a touchdown, and then that dog shit pick I called also at the end of the game. I was wrong by one play. I thought it was going to be an incompletion and then a pick, not two incompletions and then a pick.
No, same old 49ers. They can't finish a game. I mean, let's face it. Prove me wrong.
I mean,
where's my little table? 49ers can't finish a game. Prove me wrong.
Other than the game they finished week 18, I guess they didn't really finish it against the Cowboys. Finished it against the Packers. I mean, they finished games, Moon. That was just, it was in the cards the whole time. When you can't run the football, I think they only had 19 rushes, 18 rushes
the
entire game.
Like you told me, it sucks to suck.
I mean, I'm just wondering how upset you're going to be when you lose to Joe Burrow and then you realize, oh, shit, this was our year. We sold everything we had to win it this year. Like, if you don't win it, what are you going to do? The Niners are fine. We're fine. Trey Lance is coming around, and we're going to own the Rams. We're going to be out there dog walking them for fucking years. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. You got maybe 3 years with Matt Stafford.
Don't be surprised when they all come back next year, fella.
You think OBJ is coming back?
I don't know about OBJ, but Les Snead has a funny way of just working things.
How are they going to make, like, what's the...
He can't pay them in draft picks.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what's the Rams? What's their salary cap situation?
It's not good.
You got Donald.
Yeah, which is still the best player in the NFL, period.
Odell Beckham talked Les Snead into making the Rams draft cap out of crypto, so that's going to give him some flexibility.
Is that why crypto's tanking right now?
Yeah.
To the moon,
no, I really
said.
Rams
Hunter says,
$137,000.
Yeah, 137,000 in cap space. That's not bad.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good. A lot of room.
You could get a solid first-year long snapper for that amount of money, I think.
I'm telling you, Snead's a magician. He'll open up the space.
He does make things work, but I can't imagine that it's not going to all come back around on him at some point.
It will.
The window is just very small for this team. The window is extremely small for this team.
Well, if they win it this year, that's more than Niners won the last 30 years.
Well, I'll tell you what, they definitely what did they trade for Von Miller?
Nothing. Oh, a second round pick, like a 5th round pick. Or
do they have a first round pick this year?
No,
they don't have a first round pick. They don't have a first round pick until Stevie turns like 16 or 17, I think.
So they don't have a pick until the next 2 years. No first round pick.
Yeah. And
that's for now, because I guarantee you that 2024 pick is burning a hole in Les Snead's pocket right now.
Oh yeah, that's
trying to figure out.
who they gonna get next? You're gonna have Tyreek Hill.
That'd be all right.
Yeah. What do they? So what do they do if they don't pull this out? Which I think the Bengals do have to worry about protecting Burrow. You know, you're not playing the Chiefs.
To me, that's the difference in the game already. And I know they did fine against the Chiefs much better than they did against the Titans in protecting Burrow. But they have to block Aaron Donald, and that's going to require 2 to 3 of their offensive linemen. I just don't see how that to me is just where my mind's going immediately as far as what the difference in the game is going to be.
Okay, well then there's Von Miller who's been here and done this.
Von's been there.
Well, that's good that Von Miller's been there and done this because no one else has.
Well, that's what kind of pissed me off at the end.
3 points.
You saw like Aaron Donald being mad on the sidelines. You saw Jalen Ramsey chirping, "Hey, go out and disrupt something, intercept something, sack somebody, knock a pass down. Don't sit there and shake your head.
Yeah,
get out there and do it."
I think to me, if you're saying that the Rams defensive line is kind of your X factor, Joe, I really think the Rams, what do you want to say? Their own heads are going to get in their way. This Bengals team looks like they feel no pressure.
There's no doubt in the world. There's no doubt at all that there is more personality on the Los Angeles Rams than there is probably any other team in the league. It's not even close, I don't think. But I don't know. I don't think that they'll. I get what you're saying. Like, Burrow has been Joe Cool, which we'll get. Actually, since Miles is here, I can talk some shit about Joe, or isn't here. I can talk some shit about Joe Burrow because I'll be nice next week. I am finding him to be extremely difficult to like. He's a great player. I know you do because you're him.
Yeah.
A fucking dildo.
I love him.
I just can't. Like, I'm struggling to get on board with his attitude. I get that he's a great player. He's really good. He's been fantastic under pressure, and I don't know if like. And I'm not just saying this because I'm a Bills fan, but obviously the most like that I watch interview wise and all of that would be Josh Allen. And he's Mr. Never Says the Wrong Thing, humble as fuck. Like, just that's him. He's a small town kid from California. He never had a shot. So he's just like taking this all in stride. And maybe watching that has like kind of forced me to be like to enjoy that type of player more. But Burrow's the opposite. Ohio State, LSU, always in the spotlight. National champion, the Heisman winner, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and I just like the diamonds quote was what kind of pushed me over the edge. I think was when they said, "Are those real diamonds?" That picture that kept going around of him in the diamonds and his sunglasses. And he goes, "Of course they're real. I make way too much money to buy fake diamonds." And I was at that right there was where I was like, "Fuck that guy."
Right. In his face. I mean, he looks like a cross between Macaulay Culkin and Jim Brewer. I mean, you just want to fucking punch him.
I don't know. Something about that kid that I haven't found that I like yet. And maybe losing in the Super Bowl will humble him a little bit. I don't know. But
let's hope so.
Yeah, I just don't. I can't. And the other thing, too, is I don't want another young quarterback in the AFC to win a Super Bowl before Allen does. So that's another reason why I'm very much on the Rams side here. Not to make this a 3-against-1 thing, Sketty, or anything like that. And Jamie didn't give me like a Cooper Kupp jersey to throw on as I sit here or anything, like that going on. Darren says, "I will not stand for Joe Burr slander. Man's a killer." Well, you're gonna have to listen to it until next week when I have to be nice about the guy because I don't want Miles to come down here and break me in half.
No, I really think that's like the only thing I can see. Again, on paper, this Rams team, but on paper, this Rams team should be the most talented team in the league.
They are.
They Super Bowl.
Yeah, you dumb bastard.
I mean, you're telling me. Wait. So you're telling me the most talented team in the league just beat a bum by 3 points?
Hey, Scotty.
And they needed 20 points.
They were who we thought they were.
I'm just saying. As someone who talks a lot of shit, I know deep down in your bellies, you're scared of Joe. You're scared. You're looking at that last game, and you're going, "Oh shit, it ain't gonna happen again, is it?"
Hey, Scotty,
like Joe told you.
Scotty, would you trade those 6 wins over the Rams for that 1 win last week?
Absolutely not. It's been a glorious fucking 3 years.
You are so full of shit. You are so full of shit.
James, my team was in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. They don't mean shit to me. Hell,
The
the last 10 years, I've watched 5 conference championship games, fucking 2 Super Bowls. It don't mean shit to me. At least when my team got to the Super Bowl, we managed to put up more than 3 fucking points. So I'm living just fine over here.
That one
just fine over here. James.
Yeah, but how'd they do? They had a fourth quarter lead, a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, and lost. That kind of had to hurt.
Well, no, see, Scotty's like a Browns fan that playing the Rams is going to be a Super Bowl, just like if the Browns beat the Steelers, they think they have a good team.
That's true. That's true.
Like those 3 times out of 36 that the Bills beat Brady.
Right.
I was partying.
Know that you guys haven't been to a lot of big games since the early 2000s, so you're pretty jacked up about this. Five in the last 10 years. This is just, it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. We'll be back again next year. I'm not worried about it. You got your everything wrapped up into this week, and I hope next week, I hope it works out for you. You can get your one, and then maybe in 20 years the Rams will be relevant again. It probably not, because they trade all their draft picks away, but it could happen. I hope. Good for you guys. I like Matt Stafford. He was a loser his whole career. Maybe he finally wins something.
Hunter says the Rams have 4 total picks in this year's draft.
Do they have one before round 4?
That's insane.
That's fine.
We know you're in the Super Bowl, but I mean, that's the part where I'm with Sketty, is that the window's now. It's next Sunday.
And you haven't won yet. Now next week, if you want to sit up here next week and tell me that this win matters more, and they win the Super Bowl, then I would say, yeah, that lost things a little bit more.
I can't wait to see what happens in March when this all, when we get the free agency rolling, which I think is going to happen. Actually, our first episode back from our break is going to be right when free agency has kicked off. So we're going to get legal tampering in there and everything. Because, I mean, I'm curious to see who the Rams can bring back, who goes.
Well, it's not that. No, it's not like that, though, because the only 2 players of big names they potentially lose are OBJ and Von Miller. But Robert Woods will come back next year. I mean, they are still going.
Robert Woods ain't no spring chicken either.
Yeah, they're all getting old.
He's 30 years old. I mean,
is that it?
Yeah. I mean,
what is his injury? ACL?
Yeah.
Cup's close to 32, right? 29, 28?
Yeah.
Cup's that old?
I mean, he's up there. Donald's on the wrong side of 30. He's 31-ish, 30, 31.
I know. He's showing a lot of signs. He's showing a lot of signs of progressing into next year.
Who?
I mean,
Donald.
I'm just saying. It's got to happen at some point, James.
Robert Woods is only 29?
That blows my mind.
How old was he when he got drafted? I had his jersey when he played for the Bills. I loved Robert Woods. I still do. Bobby Trees. But I cannot believe he's 29. I thought he was 32, 33. And how did Cooper Kupp turn 28 already? How long has he been in the league? It's like his 4th year, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think it's 5th. Yeah, but fifth or probably his 5th year.
Was he? So he was old at college.
I guess. I don't know.
I mean, 24. You're usually around 22 your senior season.
Yeah.
He probably redshirted, walked on, all sorts of stuff.
He does that.
He sucks.
Yeah, he's really good.
He sucks.
Hey, man, you can have one great year, and we'll see what he does. Hopefully,
he's had more good years than one.
Oh, he's been solid. He's been solid.
He's very, very above serviceable. Swanee says he can barely see James. Isn't that for the better?
That's true.
Right. What are you complaining about that? Maybe he's saying I can barely see James. Why isn't he just completely unviewable?
Hunter says the Rams have 19 free agents with 137K in cap.
That's all right. It's the same thing.
Probably going to retire, so there's 18 million right there.
Who's that?
Whitworth.
Whitworth. Yeah. Oh, that's what I forgot to put in the things. This thing. He got into a little Twitter feud with somebody. Yeah, Joe Staley. Yeah, because Joe Staley was making fun of Whitworth's wife.
Yeah, imagine that. 2 wives crying because it was going to be another home game for the Niners, and he couldn't take it when Joe Staley said, "Well, we'll buy your tickets." Oh, you're being mean to my wife.
Hey, fuck
Lucky
tart.
we won that game, or I would have really cried.
Hey, fuck tart.
Fuck tart.
Yes, I'm listening.
What if I could change your name?
Quit crying just because your team did not quite pull it out when they had a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter, yet again in a big game.
Hey, I'm not worried about it. Not worried about it a single bit.
Well, you can't be because they're done.
Well, I'm just telling you, you're talking a lot of shit, and you ain't even done the damn thing yet. Super Bowl appearances don't mean diddly dick shit. Been there, done that. It hurts just as bad at the end of the year, James. You should know. You should remember. It wasn't that long ago. Well,
No
hopefully
shit.
they at least show up this
That
year.
was wild though, because that was the year McVay's offense was like unstoppable, and then they just go into the Super Bowl and throw up 3 points, and everybody was so like confused by that. Although James had a pretty good. Didn't you say Bears laid the blueprint for how to stop it?
The Bears figured them out that year. This year, they're different.
I think
They
McVay
scored 20 points.
overthinks
You think
things.
20 points is good?
He does.
You think? No, I 100%.
Hunter says 28 free agents for the 49ers with only $5 million cap space.
Yeah, there's a lot of bums on that team, but Garoppolo is going to free up. Garoppolo will free up like $28 million when he's gone. So
also, since you're leaning in and looking, you should check out your new name I put up for you.
Yeah, I saw fucktard. I got it. I like it.
I didn't know I could do that.
That's why the greatest team in the NFL right now only beat them by 3 points.
All I'm saying is everybody talked a bunch of shit about how the Niners are bums. 3 points. 3-point win.
And you know what? Niners aren't playing this weekend. It doesn't matter if it was by 3 or 30.
No, you might find out when Super Bowl time. You wish they were playing. You might find out.
Hey,
you might find out, James.
Hey, Sketty.
What's up?
One thing I will say is that nobody can ever say that Jimmy Garoppolo is not a fantastic athlete, because I've never seen a better impression of Kyler Murray than I did on that final throw.
I told you the pick was coming, but I did not.
You did? No, this is true story. I will put this out there because this is honest to God truth. And Sketty, I still owe you $1 actually.
Yep.
When that drive started, Sketty says, "I'll bet you $1 he throws an interception." And I said, "Okay." So I bet him $1. I said he's not going to throw a pick. So I bet Sketty $1. And before the first play, Sketty goes, "Yeah, he will." Second play he didn't. But the third play, he sure did.
I knew it was coming. I was off by 1.
I couldn't believe you were that close even on the play.
I told you 2 incompletions or 1 incompletion, then a pick. That's what he does. I mean, I never envisioned him running around outside and just kind of doing the fucking backwards half-ass flip that he did. But hey,
if you had AD,
what a way to go!
If you had AD crawling up your ass, what would you do?
That's true.
Oh, I just fucking thrown a laser touchdown strike like he did the other 2 times they played. He blew it.
All right.
Right in the game, it didn't matter.
Is it still snowing?
I would think so.
All right. We got to wrap this up. I got to go plow some snow.
All right.
Hey, James, thanks for coming on. Moon, next week, Miles will be here for the actual fan rant. I'll mute Sketty during it so that he doesn't interject any 49er hate.
I think you should bill it as Ed Sheeran's older brother against Jason Momoa's older, fatter brother. It could be a celebrity fan rant. Okay?
I think you know what? We'll do that. I'll find some pictures.
Listeners, Ed Sheeran, Jason Momoa, yeah.
Yeah. We're taking off in Warren, PA. This is. They said it was going to be a small time podcast. They were wrong.
Right.
They don't know us. All right. Wrapping it up real quick. I guess we can let you guys go so Sketty and I can do the sponsor thanks. I don't think you want to sit here and listen to that, do you?
No.
You should. They're fantastic sponsors.
Because I'm still in it.
The Rams,
James, thanks for jumping on.
2 weeks,
yeah.
We'll let you both come on and talk shit to me, and I'll sit here and take it quietly.
All right. See you, fucktard. All right. See you.
See you guys.
That's funny. All right. Yep. Moon's gone. Okay, cool. All right. So next week we'll have Ed Sheeran's, what is it? Ed Sheeran's older, bigger brother.
I don't remember what it was. Yeah.
And Jason, how do you say his last name? Momoa?
Jason Momoa. Yeah.
Jason Momoa's older and better looking brother, according to Moon. I love it. All right. Well, yeah. So we're down to 2 more episodes left before we take our little podcast vacation and come up with some new stuff to come out with season 2, which I was looking, and I want your opinion on this. St. Patty's Day would be 1 month exactly from.
I was thinking that'd be a good week to come back.
That's what I'm thinking.
We're doing pre and post Super Game or pro Super Bowl show.
Yes.
Right.
So one next week, and then the 17th of February is going to be the episode where we post the link in the comments, and anybody who wants to come on, that's what we're going to do. We'll put some announcements up for that too, though, later on. But that'll be a fun one. We'll get whoever wants to come on. The link will be there. Click it, join the show. We'll bring you on, and we'll talk about shit.
We'll have to have Super Bowl winners get a seat for at least part of the section.
For sure.
I
mean, they're going to just be in and out all show. It's going to be all show.
Yeah.
They're going to go through opening. They're going to go through sports history if they want to be on for it, whatever. But we'll discuss. Me and you will discuss more on that, and then we'll get everybody, up to speed on the Facebook page, like letting them know, hey, if you want to join the show, hop on. It's the fan show.
Yeah. Yep.
The season finale recap.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too. We should do like some good moments from the year. Review that. Yeah. That'll be fun. All right, real quick. Thank you everybody who listened, commented. We appreciate you guys tuning in and chiming in. It's always fun to hear people's opinions, especially when you disagree with Sketty. That's my favorite part. Did you see? Hold on. Did you see this? I don't remember exactly what you had said.
Yeah,
but Andy says, "Shit, I agree with Sketty. I need a drink."
I was trying to figure out what I said because we were talking about the Bengals, and I'm like, I don't know what I could have possibly just spewed that he thought. Nah, that's a good thought.
Good take.
Yeah.
All right. Thank the sponsors real quick. Swing Juice, Napoli's, Your Daily Local, Mean Sales and Service, Jones Pest Control, the Me, Myself, and Rye podcast, and Blue Line Auto. Appreciate all of you for being with us as we wind down season 1. And that's that. We're going to be back next week with the actual fan rant. Don't know what we're going to talk about in opening because we can make fun of the Pro Bowl for fucking 20 minutes.
I'm thinking we should be pretty close to all the head coaching jobs filled.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yes, we should be.
There's what? Well, if the Vikings just signed O'Connell,
yeah, they said they agreed. Jags, Texans, Saints,
Dolphins.
Yeah,
right?
I think you're right. So yeah, maybe there'll be some more clarity on that for next week, and we can get into that in opening. That'd be pretty
shocking. This Jags job seems like it's flown completely under the radar.
Yeah, nobody wants it.
Like I've heard no one, which blows my mind. You have Trevor Lawrence.
Byron Leftwich just bailed from it, withdrew consideration.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he doesn't want it.
I did not see that.
That was today.
That's a bad sign.
Yeah, it's not great.
Wasn't there? I can't remember who the other one that was. It was Leftwich. I thought they had another kind of big target they were going after.
Urban Meyer.
Trying to get that number 1 pick again.
All right. We're out. We'll see you next week. Until then, take care. Be safe.